What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about the fastest way and the best way to learn HTML and CSS so that you can quickly start building layouts on your own and you don't have to be stuck in tutorial hell forever and ever trying to figure this stuff out. When I first started web development, honestly, guys, telling you the truth, I struggled with HTML, not really HTML, but the CSS part for almost a year before I finally went off on my own. I said, look, I've had enough. I'm sick of watching the theory. I'm sick of watching tutorials. I'm going to build a web page on my own. And the first page and project, this is my first solo project like ever that I did 100% on my own with just HTML and CSS, was this right here. This is the Airbnb page from like the early it's probably from 2020. You can see here, you can tell up here mentioning this, that what years this was from. So this was at least 6 years ago, close to 6 years ago, where I finally just went in on my own. I said, look, I know I have some fundamental skills. I'm not learning anything from any more of these tutorials. I'm not learning from any of this theory, just talking about CSS colors and fonts and all that. I need to go, and as long as this takes, I don't care how long it takes, I'm going to figure out how to lay out this damn page and do something on my own. And it took me like a week, but damn it, dude, I did it. And it looks, this was from a very beginner. My first project solo, pretty good, honestly. Looks pretty good to me, at least. I think this was dynamic, but I just made that part static. And that's another thing, like, just focus on your HTML and CSS. You don't have to make everything dynamic. Like, just do what you can do in the beginning, all right? The best way, if I was going back, all of the Udemy courses that I took, which pretty much look like this, and I'm not throwing shade on anybody's course, but I'm just giving an example. Pretty much every course, and I'm using the example of Udemy because you watching this, and I know a lot of people around the world who learn web development or coding, the first place they go is Udemy nowadays to buy a $10 course. And, whatever, it's $10, it's cool, but they're all structured the same nowadays. They're all the same, dude. It's hours and hours of theory, 2 hours of HTML theory. This is a heading. This is a list. This is an anchor tag. And then what else? Oh, this is an input. This is a form. Hours and hours and hours. That doesn't teach you anything. Yes, it basically, you'll know that there's a thing called a form in HTML that you can make, but just going through theory videos like that is not going to make stuff sink in. You have to build big projects right away. Shameless plug. In my course, what we do is we build projects. We learn HTML right away by building a multi-page blog style website right away. Just the HTML. We don't get into the CSS yet, but this way you learn headings, you learn images, you learn paragraphs, you learn links, all of the basic things that you need to know you learn, and you build a real project. And then after we build the whole project, I say, hey, time for you to pick your own favorite subject, sport, anything you want. Go build a multi-page HTML only website on your own so that it really sinks in, ready, go. Like, I've helped you, now go. No theory. Anything that you have to look up that you want to do from here on out, look it up on Google, or pretty much just look it up on Google. I was going to say use AI, but I actually do not use AI until you have all your fundamentals down. I have a lot of videos explaining why. Long story short, AI is not the be-all, end-all yet, and it will mess up and take you in circles. And if you're not smart enough to know that, you're going to go nowhere with AI. So just be careful of that. But do it on your own. Build stuff right away. When you learn CSS, start off with simple single-column landing pages. This is a tribute project that we built in my course. I made mine on George Washington, but as I tell my students, like, hey, make it on whoever you want or just copy mine. But like, learn the basics of CSS. How do you make an image round? How do you stack stuff? How do you use box shadow? How do you center everything? How did you center the image in this box? How did you make everything look pleasing to the eye like this? Like, how did you change the background? All of that stuff. Build a simple single column layouts just so you can get the feel of it. Build it with your instructor and then go off on your own and build your own thing. Then level up a little bit. Now maybe, hey, we want to build a layout that's like multiple things put side by side. How do you do that? Well, let's figure it out. So it's the same stuff that we built here, but now if there's multiple boxes, now they're side by side and there's stuff in the boxes. How do we do that? Once you take that baby step, level up. Hey, let's build a showcase. And these are all from my course, guys. All these examples, this is all stuff that I build with you guys. Hey, let's build a showcase. Every website has a showcase. A showcase is just that area at the top. It usually has a big background image, some kind of image over here, a header, paragraph, calls to action buttons, CTA buttons. Hey, do this, do that. Okay, let's learn just how to do that. Forget everything else. Let's just learn how to build a cool showcase. Boom, now go build your own. Just build these little components because eventually you string all of these together to the point where now you can make a website. You can clone Microsoft.com if you want to. I just released a tutorial on cloning Microsoft.com like 2 weeks ago, or whenever you're watching this. If you want to check that out, go check the link in the description. It's really fun. We build it out. We don't do every single thing, but we do a lot of the stuff. We add JavaScript to it if you want to see how JavaScript is used, in a little intro. But that's all it is, guys. Like, all these big pages, each section is just these basics just put together on a page, just in multiple sections. That's all it is, dude. That's all it is. So you got to start small and then build stuff. Now, after you get your fundamentals down, do what I did. Go to Airbnb.com, go to some website and say, damn it, I'm going to do this website. I'm going to clone it the best I can. Don't focus on all the little intricacies. Don't worry about if they have like a huge JavaScript slider and you don't know JavaScript yet, just make it a static image. Skip the really hard stuff, but at least get the layout down. Okay, you got to build your confidence. You have to learn how to code on your own. Everybody's brain works different, so you watching endless tutorials is never going to teach you how to actually code, because your brain is going to solve layout problems and different problems differently than whoever you're watching. So the tutorials they're okay to get your feet wet, but you got to go off on your own as fast as possible. There's even websites now, when these didn't exist, a website like FrontendMentor that has a bunch of challenges. So if you go to challenges, there's websites now that will give you simple little things, and you can filter them down to free, newbie, junior developer, and just work on these simple little designs. I didn't have this when I was learning it. Like, this website would have helped me out a lot. I have a whole playlist. If you want to build some front-end mentor stuff with me free on YouTube, go check that out. But I had, just building these little simple components. I wish I would have had websites like this, 6, 7, 8 years ago, because these didn't exist. So, like, I pretty much had to throw myself in the deep end and be like, damn it, I'm building Airbnb, even though this was pretty daunting. It was pretty hard. I didn't have these little, it would have been better if I had started with smaller projects like this, but whatever. I learned a ton. This week of struggling forever made me great at HTML and CSS. Like, this was the moment where everything started to click, and then I could move on to JavaScript and learn programming. So take advantage of that stuff, guys. All right. Don't get stuck in tutorial hell. Take baby steps, build your stuff, all right? If you're interested in a project-based learning and building these little simple projects with me so that you can get the fundamentals down and then go off on your own as soon as possible and become a full-stack developer, check the link in the description for my complete web developer course. If you want a free web developer roadmap, also check that link in the description. It's completely free. I give you step by step. It's almost like a mini ebook of how to become a developer, how to avoid the pitfalls that most people do and they never learn, they quit or they get stuck. All of that's in the free roadmap. Check that out in the description as well, guys. And put this into practice. Start learning the right way. Build stuff right away. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video.